Hello, and welcome to Shortcut Up CNC. Today we're going to talk about a couple of tools that help in aligning vectors around certain vectors. So let's start with creating a couple of vectors here. We're going to create a small diameter circle, and then we're going to create a large diameter circle. Now, what I want to do is I want to align this smaller circle with several copies around the perimeter or along this larger vector. And there's two tools that I could use for that. One is the circ copy tool, and the other one is the copy along the vector tool. Let's look at this other one first, which is circular copy. Circular copy relies on a rotation center. The rotation center of the item that you want to rotate the items around. So let's look at this. We're going to select a small circle, and you notice what happened is it put the rotation center of that diameter of that particular item or object. And of course, that's not what we're wanting to put the center of around this center here. So we look at it and it's 0, 0, which is the same as the project board and our XY datum location. So if I was to select this circle, the smaller diameter circle, and I say I want to rotate 3 copies, and so to copy, what's going to happen is it's going to rotate it around the center of this. In other words, it's going to copy 3 copies on top of each other because it picked up this rotation center. It didn't pick up this rotation center because it wasn't specified. One of the downfalls I find with this particular menu is that if you have your larger circle in another location, say for instance, you would have to jot down these numbers on a piece of paper or something, because once you select this vector here, it picks up its center and it's going to use it when you say copy. You have to change these to the dimensions of the center of this larger circle if you want the objects to go along that larger circle. So it'd be nice to have another box in here that if you clicked on this, it would maintain those dimensions. That way, all you got to do is copy and paste them right into this rotation center. Or they could have an automatic feature that may be able to pick it up automatically. But anyway, that's one of the downfalls I find in this particular circular copy operation. It relies on the rotation center, and that rotation center, and 9 times out of 10, is going to be the larger object that you're working to, because you want to rotate the smaller items around that particular item. So now we're going to go back and we're going to draw me a smaller diameter circle. And I'm going to close this and I'm going to open up that circular copy again. And I'm going to put my larger diameter circle back to center. In fact, we'll make sure it's centered on the board. So it's going to have a 0, 0, and that's easy to remember. Okay, now when I select this one, I got to go in and change these to 0, 0. 0, 0. And I want to have 3 copies, and my total angle around is going to be 360 degrees. So there we have the 3 circles that are scattered around, and they're all round off of the center of this larger diameter. But it's not exactly what we wanted. If we wanted the circles to go around this particular larger diameter circle, we must have one of these located somewhere on that vector. It could be there, it could be there. And that might be the center of that arc. In fact, it probably is. If I go to the node edit mode and I click on this, you'll see, yeah, there it is, the center. Okay, so we know now. I'll go ahead and delete these other 2 circles, and I'll pick up the circular copy again. I'll click on this one because that's the one I want to rotate around. And of course, I don't want to go around that. I want this diameter. So, but this is the object I want to use. So I know this is the larger circle 0, 0. So what I do is I change this to 0, 0, change this one to 0, 0. We stay with the 3 copies, the total angle 360 degrees, and we say copy to that. And you notice it put it 3 equal spaces around on the larger vector. So there you've seen how to use the circular copy, and it depends on the rotation center. Now we'll go take a look after I delete 2 of these circles and take this one, and I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it to right about there. And now I'm going to go to circle along the vector, or copy along the vector, I should say. Same instance, I want these smaller circles to go around the perimeter or on this, along this vector, the larger diameter. So the copy object is what I want to select. And it says select the object to copy, followed by one or more vectors to create copies along. The one problem they don't mention here is that whenever you select 2 vectors, you must hold the shift key down. If you just do as they say here, select the object and then select this object, you notice this one no longer is highlighted. You need to have them both highlighted. So you hold the shift key down when you select. And by doing so, you notice other features came into play here too. So that's another item I'm going to be mentioning to Vectric. Maybe put a little notation off to the side, hold shift key down, something of that nature. But anyway, now we've got the copy object. We told it what we want it to go around, and I want 3 copies. I make sure this is the radio buttons highlighted. 3 copies. Align objects to the curve. Create copies on new layer. Well, I could do that, but I'm not going to worry about it. And in reverse direction doesn't really matter to me right now. So I'm going to say copy. You notice it put 3 copies around and left the original alone. And it didn't need to have the rotation center. it automatically knew the rotation center once you selected it. After you selected this one, hold the shift key down, and then you selected the larger diameter circle, it automatically picked up its particular center. So it put the three circles evenly spaced to smaller diameter circles, evenly spaced along the larger vector. So there you've seen two tools on how to align them evenly spaced around a larger vector item. Thank you for watching Shark Cut Up CNC.